How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Paper Mario episode. In the last video, we entered the 1000-year door and got to the Palace of Shadow. In this episode, we're gonna continue on forward and traverse through these kind of weird rooms and get these ominous vibes. So, first and foremost, we left off last time with this room where we saw the fire bars. Now, I want to mention something before we continue or anything. The all or nothing badge, I probably should have described it a little better, but the way it worked is pretty much whenever you actually have it equipped, whenever you hit the action command, so you know how you jump on an enemy and you press X or A as soon as you like hit their head or whatever, that's pretty much how it works. If you don't manage to hit it, it drops your attack to 0, and if you do manage to get that action command on point, it pretty much increases your attack by 1. So, yeah, let's go ahead and continue. Now, for this general area, it's pretty easy. You just kind of want to jump over and pretty much avoid these little fire bars. And over here, we actually have our new enemy. So, let's go ahead and touch him real quick. Indeed, that's the perfect way to word it, right? Let's go ahead and touch it. So, we've seen these guys before. Well, kind of their family. This is a Phantom Ember. They're very similar to the embers we saw previously in Key Key. That's a Phantom Ember. It's an angry spirit born of hatred and confusion. So, I'm not too cool with this thing. But, max HP is 10, attack is 5, and defense is 0. If it attacks you with spirit flames, you'll catch on fire. Let's send this ghoul to the grave, okay? Please? It's honestly not too bad. It's pretty much like any other regular Ember. The only difference is that it's a bit stronger, it has more HP, and slightly higher attack, and actually I don't have that badge equipped. Of course I wouldn't. Okay, never mind. I thought I had it equipped. I guess hammer time it is. Or, actually we don't even have hammer time. Lovely. Okay, I missed that just barely. Let's go ahead and use our little Yoshi friend. Probably the best idea right now. I'm gonna have to equip that because we are gonna need the ice attack, water attack. I don't know. That badge pretty much makes me immune to fire because you're gonna be running into these guys pretty regularly in this area. I do recommend pretty much getting rid of the the spike shields momentarily while you're in this area because you won't be running into still can't talk. You won't be running into any spiked enemies, so yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Alrighty, I went ahead and equip the all or nothing, but right here in the middle of this little wooden pad, go ahead and jump and you get yourself a little boosty right there. It'll be very useful here. In this next area, what you want to do is either have Vivian out or just use your tube ability. You can do either or. You can use Vivian's ability to kind of veil under you whenever you see those things, or you can just jump on them just like I did and just get through the doors. But let's continue on forward to the next area, shall we? In this area, it's actually very similar to one we saw in Hooktail's castle. If we head over here, we'll see this right over here. Very odd, huh? Where have we seen this before? I don't know. Let's go ahead and talk to Blur. None shall pass. Let those who should disturb her sleep fall into the depths of endless darkness. May the intruder never find the key to the door. So, very similar to how it happened in Hooktail's castle. What you want to do is just kind of get to this guy. The only difference is that he does run, unlike the previous one. You're going to have to be chasing him instead of him just waiting at the door. But it's honestly not too bad. There we go. And here we have our first mini-boss of the area. It's been a while since we actually get a mini-boss. We've only had main bosses in chapters 6 and 7, so that's a little change. I guess like the other X-Nauts are kind of a mini-boss, but not really. You fight them so often. That's the Dark Bones. It's the baddest of the Bones gang. Max HP is 20, attack is 5, and defense is 2. When its HP goes down to 0, it collapses into a pile, but it'll eventually rise up again. Fire and explosions will put a permanent end to it, getting it back up though. Its HP is high, so it's hard to take down. Like any other bones, it sometimes builds friends if it feels outnumbered. It's a pretty tough enemy, you better take it out and its buddies once for all. So yeah, pretty much like any other bones, little, we didn't get enough. You want to take out all of them as soon as possible. We're going to start off with a shooting star, because these guys actually do quite amount of damage when there's a lot of them. And this won't finish them off, but it should do a good amount of damage at least. Alright, I usually start off with an art attack because that's usually your best bet. Oh my god, and Goombella might die. Yep, Goombella's definitely gonna die. Goombella is dead. Goombella, no! Like I said, these guys are actually pretty tough if they're in large numbers like this. Unfortunately, I did run out of star powers, so that's where... Okay, that's fine. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and jump on this guy for starters. Get our... Well, I guess we finished him off. Not too bad. And we're gonna go ahead and rally wink Mario once again, because we really need to get that attack going. Like I said, the badges I have are kind of a double-edged sword. Pretty much they do a hefty amount of damage, however, your defense drops tremendously, so just keep that in mind. So like I was saying, it really only has 3 attacks as the multi-bone throw, which we saw in It Wrecked Me, the regroup, which builds more of the dry bones, and the resurrect, which it pretty much just comes back after life after I think 2, maybe 3 turns. But we get ourselves a level up in all of that, so I guess it was useful because Goombella did die for us. For this one, I think we're gonna go with badge power, just because we do need it. As you just saw, like I missed some attacks. But after defeating him, we get ourselves the palace key, and we see all these guys kind of run into like the walls, which is kind of weird. There you go. I messed with my badges a little bit, just to kind of ease up a little bit. So let's go ahead and go through this door. And in this little area, before anything, we get ourselves an ultra shroom right there, nice and dandy. And you know what always happens in long corridors. So let's go ahead and get to the end of this. At the end of that little area, we also get ourselves these bullet bills, so just go ahead and take them out. Alrighty, like I was saying, you're going to be running into a lot of the same enemies in this, at least this beginning area. So after getting to those, you'll get through these kind of Phantom Embers. Alrighty, defeating them, we'll come again to another Ember. Alrighty, so like I said, you'll be getting quite a few coins in this area. As you saw, I'm already up to almost 250 in just that little time. Alrighty. Eventually you'll come to this little area with these bullet bills. Just go ahead and take them out real quick. There we go. After defeating those guys, you are pretty much home free for the next area. We come into this room with a lot more enemies, a bunch of dry bones. I'm sorry, I kept calling them dull bones last time, but they are dry bones. So, sorry about that. But let's go ahead and take these guys out. So I guess before anything, I should probably show off like how exactly the all or nothing badge works. So, start off, I guess we'll try it out on this dry bones. If we just go ahead and jump on him, don't press anything. As you can see, the all or nothing takes an effect, and we can't do anything at all. So, yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword. If you're really good at timing your moves, it's very useful. Otherwise, I recommend not carrying it. However, once we actually try it out and we actually get that right, as you can see, it increased our attack by 1, and it works most times. So make sure to time all of your attacks right. Alrighty, after defeating all those guys, in here you have yourself a coin block. In here, you have yourself a P up, D down P. That's a very good badge to have. We'll equip that power later. And, most importantly, a Jammin Jelly. Yep, pretty good badge right there, to say the least. And a good item to have. 50 FP is a good deal. Now, you'll be coming into this room. It's kind of a little odd. It pretty much just kind of is a maze, sort of. You have to tell the difference between what exactly there is between each of these stairs, but I'm sure you can tell in this one. It's very subtle. If you look up here, there's a little kind of a flame. Well, there should be a flame, but if we go to the bottom one, there is a flame. Sorry, I had that backwards. So what you want to do is just kind of follow that flame. The ones that I put out don't do anything, or will just start you over in that maze. So it's a pretty simple maze, but it's very tricky if you don't know what exactly is going on. Even Goombella's saddle, as you can see, it seems normal, but I bet there's a secret here. We should check everything to make sure there's nothing amiss, don't you think? Look for anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, Goombella's actually really good in this game. She really gives you really good hints. Especially throughout this area. If you ever found yourself stuck in any area, make sure to use her tattle ability because she is more useful than you think. But yeah, just follow each of these kind of little corridors with the flames on top. On our first playthrough, like I was saying, Goombella is very useful. I feel like I should have used her more when I was younger, because I never knew that she actually. I always thought like, oh, all she does is talk and everything, you know. But no, she's actually a lot more useful than that. She's not just a blabbermouth, pretty much. And she will be especially useful in this later area, which we'll see shortly. Which is actually one of my favorites, by the way. I should mention that. But there's a specific order how you get through these. It's pretty much down and down, up, up, and then down, up, down, I believe. And eventually we should come to this area right here, which is one of my favorites in the entire game. I love this area. But let's go ahead and head on through, shall we? We get out of one rare room to just find another one. It's huge. I mean, like, it's an underground city, right? What is this place? Indeed. We get our safe block, which you know what that means, but most importantly, we have ourselves yet another new enemy. One of the most fantastic ones. And it's funny because I beat him right away, but that's only because of my badges. Trust me, these guys are super tough. Way tougher than they should be. Let's go ahead and tell them. These are chain chomps. That's a chain chomp. I'd hate to get chomped by those teeth. They look nasty. Max HP is 7, attack is 6, and defense is 5. The highest defense in the game, pretty much numerically. Its body is hard, so most attacks won't do much. Plus you can't do damage with it with fire and ice attacks. You can't freeze it though. Luckily it has low HP, so you could take it down with a special move or an item. Chain chomps are like so super pumped all the time. Don't they ever get tired? Yeah, these guys are pretty tough deal in all honesty. If you don't have the badges that I have equipped, they can be quite deadly because, like I said, it's 5 defense. It's a pretty hefty amount for an enemy. Or just regular enemy, I should say that. And over here we have yet another little chain chomp. Let's go ahead and take that guy out. Alright, looks like we got another level up right before ending this video. I did also get a defense plus from one of those chain chomps. That's why I actually have Miss Mouth equipped. We're gonna go ahead and go for BP one more time because it is gonna be very useful later. I want to equip another badge for later use, and I'll explain that when the time comes. But for now, we come to this area with a safe block and a healing block right there. So you know what that means, don't you? Yep, we're gonna have to end things off here, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, make sure to leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe to become part of the fam today. And next time on Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, we'll be probably entering this area or checking something else. There are 2 roads. There's a fork in the way, so it'll be very interesting to see what we shoot. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye.